Yeah, these are still my temp teeth. I was supposed to get my finals today, at least the first version of them to try on to see the fit, all that kind of stuff. But I guess it's taking them longer to mill them out and set them up because the new set are the zirconian superstructures, and unlike these are made out of acrylic, and so with acrylic they're able to 3D print them, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. But the thing about being 3D printed is they're not as strong as the ones I'm spending a whole lot of money for. So even if it takes them a little bit, I'd rather them do them right than rush through them. So, but they, I thought they would be done by today, and I'd go in and test them out. But they said they called me today. My appointment's going to be for 2:00 tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Somehow I lost a day here. Somehow I don't know how. Just I thought one day was Friday, and it turned out to be Saturday. So I guess I'm just relaxing a little too much while I'm here. But yeah, so I go in tomorrow and get my my first tryings. Now, what they have done is, so when I got here last week, so let me start at the beginning. So when I first started off, I had 4 implants done on the top, and I had 4 on the bottom. But then they suggested having 2 more added here in the back, so I went ahead and added 2 more. Well, those 2 failed, and I had to have them redone. That's why I've had to come down here so many times. And of the second 2 that I had redone, this time one of them took, one of them didn't. So they had a drill in the back here, take that one out, and put another one in. But they said I should be able to continue with the finals because, I pretty much have most of them are perfectly integrated with the bone. This one won't, but they think it'll be fine. They'll just give it time to heal up and all that kind of stuff and be able to move forward with the finals, which are a lot stronger. It means I can go back to eating peanuts and all that kind of stuff. I won't for probably 6 months because I don't want to risk this one. But yeah, once I get the new ones put in and give it time to heal, they'll be fine for eating harder stuff and all that kind of stuff. And unlike the ones now, the bottom don't include where those 2 in the back are. So with the new set, my teeth will go all the way to the back, so I'll have more chewing radius, I guess is the correct terminology. But yeah, so tomorrow I'll get to try those on, and I'm going with the BL3 color, which isn't super bright, but it's not super dim, because I don't want my teeth to look fake. I want them to look like real bone and natural. So when they said that they weren't ready today, it'll be tomorrow, I'm like, cool. And I was just gonna I guess I'll hang out by the pool or the beach or something. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get out of the comfort zone, because I've just been hanging around the hotel area because I'm in the hotel zone. And, I got all the bars and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really drink. I mean, I'll have a pina colada here and there because I like the frozen stuff. I don't like the Fireball whiskey or that kind of stuff with the tequila because, I'm in Mexico by myself. I don't want to be on the curb somewhere because I had a shot and I'm like, hey, no stomach, let me do a shot. Hey, why am I in this Mexican jail, man? So yeah, I'm not doing that. But I did decide to ride the bus instead of going to the hotel zone. I went the other direction, and I went to actual downtown Cancun. I went to Plaza Americas, and that mall, it is huge and very, very nice. They had a food court, movie theater, all the stores you can think of. And so I wandered around there for a while, and I went to a place in the mall where I got a ribeye steak, mashed potatoes, and a Coke for $20, which I don't know any place in America I can get a nice ribeye steak for $20. And I'll post pictures of all that stuff later, because like I said, I was trying not to be on the internet too much while I'm out and about, but I'll be honest, I've been on it way too much on my phone because I can't help it, because I'm asking all sorts of questions, and since I'm here by myself, I got no one to talk to. So I talk to Google to say, hey, where's the cool place? What's this? What's that? And and it's very interesting. I've seen a couple Subway shops, and I stopped in there because I was like, you know what, I could do a meatball sandwich because meatballs are soft and squishy, but they don't sell meatballs down here, which is odd, of all things. But you know what they did have in the Subway shops is they had, well, it's not a McRib because it's Subway, but they had rib sandwiches you could put on your regular Subway sandwich, which was very interesting. And I was tempted, but I didn't. Like I said, today I got like a real ribeye, and that's what I had for lunch, and we'll be having it for dinner because I brought the rest with me. But also, while I was down here, I found a little specialty shop that deals with military, not military, hospital grade, what they call 5-stars. 5-star. Anyways, but basically they're basically like medical corsets and stuff to kind of keep everything in, because I got all this loose skin, and I hate it when I do stuff for like Dragon Con or anything like that, or even if I wear a regular suit, because I've done a lot to lose 150 pounds, which I've done really good at, but I'm just a big guy. I'm 6'2", about 230 pounds now, which is a lot better than 350 plus. I don't know what my largest was, because at that point I just had quit weighing. But when I go to Dragon Con and things like that, I hate that. Even with everything, I've got all this loose skin that would just kind of bag out there. And the ones I've tried in the past, because they're made of a softer material, they push and it's still out there. And also, I'm an odd body size now. I'm not the typical thing. That's why I have to have things kind of custom made, because I still got a very 48-inch chest, large chest area, but then I have loose skin right here, and then my waist, I'm down to like, I wear like a 36 pant if I want to. I think I could probably almost squeeze to a 34, not quite, but probably can. But it's just like anything I get made, it's either, if it fits correct here, it looks like baggy down where my stomach and everything is. But if I get it tighter, then it's like way too tight, and then it looks like I've got a pillow right there. So I haven't really been happy, but I went and got a garment which they call a faja, which basically helps keep everything looking tight and toned. So I'm going to try to wear that for the next time I have to dress up for graduation or something like that, so I can at least look good and in my suits and stuff. So I went to a little boutique and I bought one of those off the beaten path, so I did a lot of walking around today, a lot of walking, so, which is good for me, but it's really hot, so I probably might have overdid it, which means I'm gonna sleep really well tonight. But yeah, I did that. And let's see, another interesting thing is they had a Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, in the mall, and the KFC sold waffle cones. I have never seen a Kentucky Fried Chicken sell ice cream in a waffle cone before, so that was really interesting. So like I said, I went to the mall, looked around, went to the, walked further downtown Cancun, and got to try on a couple of different, basically men corsets, to try those on. The one I went to look for was actually latex, and the lady was like, oh no, you will dehydrate yourself, especially if you're doing costume or something. She goes, that's made for exercising. You're only supposed to wear it for like 2 hours, and then that's it. So I went with the other one, which you're supposed to be able to wear pretty much all day long. So that's the one I ended up purchasing. And then since it was right there was a Walmart here in Cancun, so I went across the road and went to the Walmart, and I picked up some sodas and some snacks and all that, and I bought this t-shirt. As you can see, I like it. It's pretty neat, but also because it was so hot, my other shirt was just soaked in sweat, and I'm like, I got to change this shirt. So I took that shirt off right, and then walked out of Walmart and put this one on, so at least my bus ride home would be real comfortable. And here's the funny thing is, I know a lot of people think I tell stories, and yes, I consider myself kind of a storyteller. I like to, maybe tell a tall tale here and there, exaggerate, but most of them are based in fact, but this one actually truly is factual. So I'm sitting on the bus just minding my own business, you know, and this lady comes up, sits down to me, and she starts speaking Spanish, just going blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I know a couple words here and there, and if they speak slowly, I can pick up on certain things, but like I can see signs and pretty much figure out what they're saying, but my hearing just doesn't let me, as fast as a lot of people speak, quite get the flow of what they're trying to say. So I was just kind of, nod my head. And then she finally turned to me and she spoke to me in broken English, which I can't say anything because if I tried to speak Spanish, it'd be more than broken. It'd be shattered. I'd be speaking shattered Spanish. So no one would even have a chance to figure out what I was trying to say. But she turned to me and goes, "Oh, are you American?" And I was like, "See, Atlanta, Georgia." And she goes, "Oh, I am so sorry. I thought you was one of us." And then she just kind of laughed, and I just kind of laughed too. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. I didn't really think I looked like any kind of whatever. So it was just kind of a funny thing that was said. But yeah, so that was my little funny bus ride story. And I try to get some pictures on the bus and see some interesting things. But yeah, that's pretty much my day. Did a lot of walking around, did some eating. Probably eating way too much. I mean, I can't eat a whole lot at one time still, but man, I have been snacking. I have been, Coca-Colas and the Pastor Gringos. I love those things, which is like a pork meat, which they get off the skewer, kind of like they do Euro meat, and put cheese and everything on two tortillas, and oh man, that is so good. And then they got this thing called a volcano I want to try, but I still got to be careful because of something with my taste buds. I just can't be spicy, so I got to make sure things are very, very mild and everything. So yeah, but yeah, I've been drinking pina coladas and eating a lot of meat and snacking and blowing way too much money on stuff down here, which I should be more budget cautious. But you know what? I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be down here is. I'm gonna have fun. I bought a wave board, just like a kid-sized wave board, just so I can go to the beach and just kind of body surf and everything. Because even though I won't be able to bring it with me home, it was like $30. You would spend that on a rental something for a couple hours. So I just bought one so I can just go hang out at the beach for a while when I'm not in the dental office. So, but I'm excited tomorrow to see how the new ones fit and how they feel different and how my speech sounds, because I know I still sound a little funny in the ones I'm wearing now. And believe it or not, I do practice my speech, but there was a couple of words I still can't say because I get like a little lisp and they get stuck right here, just so it'll be interesting to see. And so when I get home, I really do want to do karaoke for a couple weeks in a row just to kind of practice singing and practice the new teeth and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's all I got to say. And I know I've been rambling on for like 15 minutes. I was hoping some people would make some comments or something, but I guess, it's work night. People are busy, but, anyways, that's what's going on. And, here's the background. The pool's behind me. The lagoon's out here. See, there's a lagoon here, and there's a pool. And if you go up across the street, it's the beach, and but what's funny is the pool's better than the beach right now because they're having a lot of, what do they call that? Sargassum seaweed, which has been, and they got more than normal, and they're actually having a battle of the sargassum to keep it away from the coastline where people are trying to enjoy the beach and everything. So, yeah, I haven't actually made it over to the beach park yet, but I was going to try to go over there to the beach park tomorrow and do some body surfing stuff before going to the dentist there. So, anyways, that's all I got to say. I'm just rambling. So, I hope everybody's doing good, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. I never know how to end these things, so I can either do peace or. Anyways, see y'all when I get home.